We finally have a green day on Wish. Let's talk about why this is happening, where I think the stock price could be headed in the coming days, and a variety of other things in this video. Make sure to watch to the very end of this video so you don't miss any of the analysis that I'm going to be talking about today with this stock. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, here we are with Context Logic, otherwise known of course as Wish stock. And as you can see here, we have had the first after a long time of green. We are having a green day today after a just unfortunate streak of red days. We're up about 0.64% on the day. Today is of course July 13th, just so you guys have some context as to what day it is. And they're currently trading around $10.98. We're gonna get into the deeper part of the price action here in the later part of the video. We're gonna be hopping into Thinkorswim and taking a deep look at that. But for now, I think this is a good kind of baseline level just to get you guys kind of woke. We're only up about 7 cents though, so keep that in mind. Not a crazy gain. Oh, 8 cents. You know, it's always going up as we're talking about it. Cool stuff indeed, but of course we're going to go into the deeper part of this. I wanted to talk about this article that I found that I think is very interesting, and it goes, where do hedge funds stand on Context Logic Inc? So this is something that's really fascinating to me because I think that a lot of people, myself included, are very aware that hedge funds indeed do not like this stock. Obviously, there's a lot of short positions, of course, that are taken on this stock, and the stock is pretty heavily shorted. So let's read into this. Let's see where hedge funds are currently standing on Context Logic. Before we spend countless hours researching a company, we like to analyze what insiders, hedge funds, and billionaire investors think of the stock first. This is a necessary first step in our investment process because our research has shown that the elite investors' consensus returns have been exceptional. In the following paragraphs, you find out that billionaire investors and hedge funds think of Context Logic Inc. I'm going to scroll down a little bit because I don't want to read obviously the whole article on the actual video here. But if we go down here, this graph is fascinating to me because it shows just how much the market, I think, has changed over the past coming days, weeks, and even months, of course. But as you can see here, number of hedge funds with Wish positions, right? So this is the number of hedge funds that have taken up positions on this stock since it has IPO'd. As you can see here, flat line, nothing, right? No hedge funds really have any positions with this stock. There was a little bit of a spike in 2018, 2019, 19, kind of right here. And then it dropped back off pretty much down to zero or nothing. Now, when we look at Q3 of 2020, we see a explosion. An absolute explosion as far as number of hedge funds that have taken positions on this stock. And it's still continuing to go up into 2021 of Q1. So this is really interesting to me. Why is this happening? Why are more hedge funds taking positions on this stock? Well, there's a few things. One, we know that of course this stock ran up significantly, especially during the original GameStop fiasco, and of course recently in just the last couple of months, we've seen some huge run-ups with this stock. Now, if you take that into account and you also take into account the huge pullback that we've seen with this stock, I mean, this stock has pulled back significantly since it has run up to those highs. These hedge funds have probably made quite a bit of money off those positions. I'm sure that these positions are shorts. 100% they are. Because why would a hedge fund hold a company like Wish? Even though Wish does actually make a lot of sense fundamentally and is a steadily growing company as far as revenues go, and once they really get their technicals and fundamentals a lot more solid, they can be a pretty competitive company. The problem is though, a lot of hedge funds don't really see it this way. A lot of hedge funds want this company to fail because of course they have short positions in the first place, but the reason they took those short positions is that they saw that there was a lot of retail interest getting dumped into the stock. And when this happens, usually there's large pullbacks after. We've seen this with GameStop, we've seen this with AMC, Workhorse, Clover, we've seen this with every other stock that has a huge retail, inspired run-up. And then it tends to fall off because people either sell their positions that they were already holding, or a lot of retail. Again, retail is not necessarily considered the money that is, in it for the long term. These hedge funds have millions and billions of dollars that they can dump into these assets, and if they lose a little bit of it, or if they, do whatever, it's fine. Plus, they have these incredible teams of people who are professionals at what they do as far as trading, as far as asset management, portfolio management. They are professionals in their industry and they know what they're doing, So when they see a big spike in retail interest in these stocks, of course they're going to pile money in. But that money is not going to be, of course, returned to the retail people. It's going to be returned to the hedge funds because their shorts are going to pay out, because a lot of retail is going to sell out, unfortunately, which is just usually what happens. But again, I think this is a fascinating graph. I think this just kind of shows in general what's going on. There's a lot more deeper, look into some of the stakes and the values of these positions and everything. If you guys want to read it, of course, feel free. I'm not going to read everything on camera just because I don't want to waste your guys' time, nor do I want to sit here and dive into every single number and metric, because I'm sure you guys, for the most part, you guys have things to do today, and I don't want to waste all of your time. And most of all, I just think that this is an important metric that I think I want to talk to you guys about, because again, it's important to be aware of what's going on, especially if you're still a holder of Wish. Long term, if you're waiting the stock to re-explode or to go back up once again. Again, this is an important metric to be aware of and to understand. So of course, keep this in mind. Now, let's hop into the overall price action here. Here we are on the 1 day, 1 minute chart. We'll zoom in a little bit here because we're getting a little bit of the last intraday trading session here. Here we have pre-market hours on WISH, of course, and pretty not too volatile right here. Big dumps though, close into market open, down to a low of about $10.56, but then market open shoots all the way up to about $11.14, $11.15, around this area. Crazy gain here, and then of course we had a correction because those levels were just not sustainable. In fact, a lot of people were thinking, oh, this is a bull flag, this is a rising wedge, look at this, that's great, we're gonna have another huge bullish outbreak. But again, it looks like that pattern failed, unfortunately. So that is of course something to always be aware of, is that again, patterns tend to repeat themselves, but they don't always do, so be aware of that. But overall, this is what we're looking at as far as the trading goes today. RSI sitting about 41, was oversold previously right around here, but again, you guys probably don't care about more of the technicals on a 1 day, 1 minute chart, because of course by the time this video goes out, it's going to be kind of irrelevant. We look more here on the swing day, or the 180 day, or the 180 chart. And then for more swing trades and things like that, because that's what I like to do. I'm more of a swing trader myself as far as my personal investing philosophy goes. And as you can see here, this was how Wish's trajectory was going for the past couple of months. Not too great. Had a little bit of a run up here, and again, continued that downward trend. Here was the original huge bump up in price, and for anybody who bought here at the 16 level, I am so sorry that you guys have been undergoing so much pain. I know that it has been a bumpy ride for sure, and whether or not Wish goes back to those levels and can rise and meet to the challenge of getting back to those levels, we'll have to see. That's not something that's guaranteed. That's not something that's 100% going to happen. But again, as Wish continues to grow its revenues, as Wish continues to expand its business model and continues to grow as a functional company, again, I don't see a reason why Wish cannot rise in valuation over the next couple of months to even year or years. But that's going to take some time. And a lot of people with money in this stock probably do not want to wait that long, or probably don't have the time to begin with to wait that long, and I totally get it. Now that's one scenario. The other scenario, of course, is if retail, a renewed spark in interest of retail happens and we see another huge spike and run up in this stock price. If that does happen, well then, we could see a possible run up in the price. And of course that, means that obviously, we could get back to these $15, $16 levels. Again, that's not guaranteed, but if that does happen, that would be pretty cool. It'd be interesting to see. It'd be something to cover, of course, and overall, I'm sure there'd be a lot of investors in Wish who would be very happy if that happened. But again, guys, all of this is patience. A lot of this, it just comes down to a waiting game, and sometimes the length of time that you have to wait is not always clear, and it takes a while, but hey, diamond hands, people who are in the stock, keep watching our videos, because we're always going to bring you guys news and updates on that, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss them. We talk about Wish, we talk about Clove, we talk about AMC, GameStop, all of these different, meme stocks, whatever you want to call them. We talk about them because I think getting news out there to people is important, and talking about the overall technicals, what's going on with them, and giving our thoughts and opinions on them is very important. So make sure you guys subscribe. But other than that, that is it for Wish. I hope you're earning your thumbs up today. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. Check out our WeBull link if you guys want to pick up some free stocks with WeBull. If you guys want to get access to our private Discord where we talk about stocks, crypto, or anything related to money, check out our link in the description for our Patreon. You guys sign up and get access to our private Discord. But other than that, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.